Check out my new Starbucks cup. Awesome, right? Hey guys, what's up? It's KD. Just want to say good morning. And I really wanted to talk to you guys about something that's kind of been troubling me lately. So I was recently talking to a friend of mine, and we were just talking, trying to figure out, what is it? What is it? Why are people getting sick? Why are people dying? Like, what is going on? Why are the numbers so high? And I always blame the food, right? The meat, the, milk, things like that. But there was something that I totally overlooked. Plastic. There's a documentary going around on YouTube. So basically, they are saying that part of the reason why our bodies are shutting down and becoming less likely immune to fight off these cancerous diseases and all these diseases that affect your blood is because of the amount of plastics that we're consuming. Now, I know I made a video previously about microplastics and plastics that they're putting in the air that are affecting our fertility levels and testosterone levels and so forth. But it was like when I was privy to this information, it was like I went in my kitchen and I literally just stood there and looked around and was like, how much plastic do I see? And it was crazy. It was like my cooking oil was in plastic, my seasonings were in plastic, my potatoes were in a plastic sack. I mean, my rice was in plastic, my bottled water is in plastic. And speaking of bottled water, it makes sense as to why they tell us not to drink bottled water if the water's been sitting in like a hot car. And I don't know if it's like the condensation that forms inside the bottle, and that's like a form of the plastic going into the water. They say you're not supposed to boil or put hot water in plastic. And I guess it was during the Great Depression, I believe it was, where they were trying to make everything cheaper and more feasible. So they just started, not putting your, milk in glass and your water in glass and things in aluminum. And it was like everything just went to plastic. The plastics were eating plastics, using plastic silverware, and it made everything cheaper. And if you just really think about it, I don't think we were made to consume this much plastic. And the sad part is it's now part of our DNA. It's become part of our makeup, our genetics. Like, it's almost like you can't even run from it. Because now, me, I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I'm gonna take everything out of the plastic. To be honest with you, this, it's really disheartening for me because, I really try to, every day, I just try to do the best that I can to keep my immune system strong. Anything that I feel like might even be coming close to my system, I'm trying to fight it off with herbs or drinking a lot of water or, drinking Chinese teas that flush all the bad shit out that you just ate that you probably wish you didn't eat. Because, like consuming a lot of meat is not really healthy because it takes so long for it to digest unless you have a high metabolism. But this is a little discouraging for me. Especially someone who drinks a lot of bottled water every day. And I even just bought into a water system for my house that has, spring water, alkaline water. But what I do sometimes, and most of the time, is I keep my water bottles and I just refill those. Because every time I leave the house, I have a bottle of water. And so, now I need to rethink that and find a different type of container to keep it in. And then I just saw something this morning on Russell Brand's YouTube channel where now it's like they're putting shit in the plants. And you thought that like eating a bunch of vegetables and plants and herbs is healthy for you, but now they're actually putting oral vaccines in the plants. So if you didn't get the vaccine and you thought you were running from it, you can't run from it because it's in the plants. They're making it oral, edible. It's in the food now. So it's like I don't even have like I don't shop at regular places. I shop more at places. I shop at Asian grocery stores. I shop at Spanish grocery stores. I shop at Caribbean grocery stores, African grocery stores, markets, because a lot of those products have not been um, turned into corporations. They're still kind of like considered small mom and pop products. And the funny thing is if you do, like I do these personal statistics, I ask a lot of questions, I talk to a lot of people. And I was talking to some of my African friends and I just was like, do you notice a lot of Africans don't really get cancer? A lot of Asian people, like a lot of Chinese people, like I've been practicing Chinese medicine for a really long time. And, you know, my Chinese friends don't go to the pharmacy. They go to they practice Chinese medicine and they go find a Chinese doctor, you know, near their house or wherever they have to go. And then you go into the little Chinese, you know, their version of a pharmacy and you see all the little wooden box with all the Chinese letters written on it. You don't know what it means or what it says, but you just trust that he's gonna put some herbs together for you and it's gonna like knock it out. And again, you know, these are just my theories. This is just my life. These are just my thoughts. And, you know, you can feel how you want to feel about it. I'm not saying this is all, you know, the only way and things like that, but this is what's worked for me. But you know, a lot of times with these, when you do, you know, buy into the large chain grocery stores, those products, that's why it's like you have 20,000 options for spaghetti sauce. You have 20,000 options, you know, for, my mind, I'm going down the grocery store aisles. You know, different types of juices and things that are loaded with sugar and loaded with salt and sugar salt, sugar salt, sugar salt. Like, I have friends that work at corporations that make like a particular yogurt brand that we eat, right? One of my friends. And I asked them, why does this yogurt taste different in France than it tastes in America? And he went on to say that because the recipe that we have for France is different than America because of the requests. And he said that America, they demand more sugar than the French market. And then the same yogurt company has their products in other countries. But one thing he did tell me is that, you know, the American market demands way more sugar than any other market that they create the formula for. So there's like a recipe, but the recipe can be altered. So that's how it is with like Doritos. Doritos has a sweet chili pepper Doritos. It tastes completely different in France than it tastes in America. It has way more salt in it in America than it does in France. I mean, it was like I can eat a whole bag of those things in France, but here I can't even like eat half of the bag. And I'm not, listen, like you know, there are a few things that, you know, I'm willing to risk my life for because I know they're not healthy, and Doritos is one of them. I'm not going to tell you what food chain that I will eat at if I have in my guilty pleasure. This starts with a T, and yeah, I'm just like, hey, if I'm gonna risk it all, then this is. It goes back to my softball days when I played softball. That was like after practice, I love to go to this particular place that starts with a T, and I could just eat as many T's as I want. So that's why it's nostalgic. But yeah, so I'm not gonna, you know, keep you guys, but listen, I'm telling you, you can find any type of documentary about what I'm talking about as far as these plastics. I would love for you to put it in the comments below, because this is new to me. I woke up this morning and I just really wanted to talk to you guys about it, see how you get your take on it. Thank you guys also so much for your comments. And I love that, you know, these videos are definitely attracting the intellectuals. And so I read all your comments, and even when you guys correct me on something that I might say that's wrong or inaccurate or what have you, like I appreciate all that. But yeah, I look forward to growing with you guys, and I do want to encourage you to figure out what it is that your body or your system is lacking, or what it needs to become stronger, because I am someone who always believes there's loopholes. And I do try to be optimistic, and I do feel like there are ways that we can beat the negative, the I don't know, just those who choose to do us more harm than good. And there's always something that they miss. There's always something that they leave out. And that's part of like my personal mission, is to figure that part out. I'm always against the machine, you know? And who knows if it'll work. But all I know is just to continue on and just try. But if you literally stop this video and go look in your kitchen right now, go see how much plastic you have in your kitchen. It's gonna blow your mind, because I bet you really probably never thought about this. I know I haven't. And I'm somebody who's like huge on video. So at this time, let's take a deep breath and say